Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day so far. So today I'm actually going to be giving my commentary on The View and a topic that they were discussing, which was dating men in therapy. Only dating men in therapy. And I agreed with most of them. There was one of them that I didn't agree with, and I will share with you who that was in this video. But if you are new here, welcome. This is Journey to Find Kay, and I'm Kay. I like to talk about mental health. I usually react to The Rewired Soul, but I also like to talk about other topics here on YouTube and honestly in society. If I can find a lesson we could learn about mental health and or substance abuse. Because I'm a mental health patient, worker, and advocate, and I want to use my opinion, my experience to negate some of the things that we see here on this platform and again in society. So if you enjoy my content, you enjoy watching me, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell so that way you're also notified every time I post a video. And I want to remind you guys that I have a Patreon. And you guys can definitely go over there to check it out and check out my tiers, see the different little perks that you get with each one at patreon.com/K. And I still have a special going on right now until February 14th to where if you sign up for any one of my tiers, you get a personalized shout out in one of my videos. And my first shout out goes to Brandy's Reviews. She was my first patron. She's been with me since day one. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you for signing up over there and supporting me on Patreon. She does have a channel here on YouTube, so don't be afraid to check her out. That's Brandy's_reviews. I appreciate you and thank you again so much for being my patron. Another patron I want to shout out is Stephanie. I appreciate you for signing up and being one of my great supporters again from the beginning, always commenting, letting me know your experience, being a part of my community. I appreciate you so much for being one of my patrons. So you too, I want to shout you out. I appreciate you so much, Brandy's Reviews. I appreciate you so much, Stefania, for being my patrons, for supporting me over there on patreon.com. And again, you guys, if you want to support me on Patreon, that is great. If not, I appreciate you just watching my videos, commenting, liking, sharing. Let me know your guys' opinions, what you guys think about the topics I'm talking about. But I thank you no matter who you are for supporting me. All support is appreciated. So you guys already know it is the first upload of the week. So what does that mean?
You know what that means.
Yes, it is our mental health check-in. I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. How are we feeling? How's our mental health going? How is our mental health going? Share what you feel like sharing, whatever you're comfortable with. Down in the comments, share with me, how is your mental health going? What are you doing for self-care right now? Share your tips, your tidbits. Me personally, I shared on Twitter that I can feel myself trying to enter in a depressive episode. I haven't had one in a while. I know I was triggered by the death of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and it just kind of messed with me a little bit, and I started feeling down. And when I feel down, I isolate, and that's what I was doing. So this is me getting back into the groove of things, setting my intentions, setting my schedule for the week, so that way I get up, try to get a little bit of motivation and not let myself fall deeper into my depressive episode, because they can get bad. I thankfully have my medications. I also get to see my psychiatrist soon, so I'm super excited about that. So I'm not going to ramble on. I don't want this video to be too long, but I just want to check in, see how you guys are doing. Let me know in the comments below. Like I said, share what you feel comfortable with sharing, but I want to hear from you guys.
So,
The View decided they were going to have a discussion about a woman who shared that she will only date men who are in therapy. They had their little round table thing. I don't know what they call that, honestly,
because I don't watch The View.
And I was actually informed about this topic from Aftershock. She has a channel over here on YouTube. Go check her out, aka Saya. She let me know that I might find this topic kind of interesting. She shared that it might be something I want to look into.
And she was right.
You guys know me so well. Know me so well because I was annoyed. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I agreed with most of them except for one. And shockingly, it wasn't the one that I thought I wouldn't agree with. Judgy?
Yeah, it is.
But I don't like the woman. I'm sorry, you can already figure out who who that is. That's Meghan McCain. I don't like her, okay? I don't like some of her views. I just, but I was shocked to see that I actually agreed with her. And that is where I have to check my bias at the door, where yes, I don't like her, but I agreed with her on this topic, what she was talking about. So she shared that she is currently in therapy. Her husband isn't, but she is in therapy, and she's been in therapy for a little while, and she believes that most people should go to therapy, men and women, that it's helpful. And I was like, okay, cool. That is awesome to hear from her, because I usually don't agree with her. I honestly go and watch The View whenever she's just getting a ton lashing from Whoopi or whoever else on the panel. That's the only time I watch The View. So to see something that I agreed with her on was a little shocking, not gonna lie. Then there was good old Joy Behar. Behar? I can never say her last name right, but I enjoy her. I used to watch her talk show back in the day when she had her own talk show.
Might be showing my age a little bit.
And she had a great point. I agreed with her. She shared that she goes to therapy. Yes, again, her husband might not, but she's been in therapy. She was advocating for therapy, that it's helpful as well. She believes that most people should be in therapy, and I also agree with that as well. I think I'm a big pusher of therapy. If you can afford it, if it's something that's available to you, I think most people would benefit from having a therapist, having a conversation with a therapist to work on any issues they might have, or just to check in and make sure they're okay. So I agreed with her on that. I thought that was awesome. Wasn't shocked, but I agreed with her. Then we get to Anna Navarro. Now, I didn't recognize her. But I know a lot of it is because I don't watch the news anymore, and I know she was a big correspondent on one of the news channels, so I didn't recognize her. But she brought up a great point. She brought up a great point when she stated that she doesn't believe someone going to therapy or not should be a disqualifier on you dating someone. And I agree with her, because we know not everybody is going to be in that place in their life where they feel like they need therapy. Life is unpredictable. Things happen, accidents happen. We don't know what's going to happen day to day. And for some people, they might not need therapy right now, but they might need it down the road. So I agreed with her there. I thought that is something that you really shouldn't use to disqualify someone. But I can understand how a man going to therapy could be kind of, maybe a little positive, a little bit more positive than other candidates that a person is talking to, especially if it's someone who is in therapy as well. But I don't think it's something that should disqualify someone, because again, not everybody needs therapy, and they might not need it right now. Things change. So I agreed with her on that. Now, Whoopi wasn't there. I would have loved to see her thoughts, because she has moments where it's kind of like,
Okay,
but she wasn't there. So the next person, I don't know. And so the next person was Sunny Hostin. I don't know where she's from. I don't know how she got on The View. I don't know who she is, but she shared her opinion on a man going to therapy. Oh, this woman, I can see she doesn't really understand the benefits of therapy because of what she said. She stated, why would a man need so much therapy? What is the reason that he is going to therapy so much? Is it because of an ex relationship? What is going on? I was watching someone who had a very big platform. People watch The View. They watch it every day. There are people who enjoy the show fully and enjoy them talking about the different topics and sharing their point of view. I do believe that her way of thinking was old school in a sense. It was more the way she emphasized, why would he need so much therapy? What is going on? And then she even stated, why do you need that much therapy if I'm here? Talk to me. And Joy said perfectly,
You're not a shrink.
you are not someone who is licensed or qualified to be a therapist to your partner. And let's just get into how no one should be a therapist to their partner. Like, no, people who don't work in the field or even really have experience in the field shouldn't try to be the therapist in their relationship for their partner. Even if you are a therapist, you should not try to be your partner's therapist. There's so many reasons why that is wrong. There's so many reasons why that is a problem, her believing that, her thinking that, because one, that could lead into a very codependent relationship. Two, that could be preventing someone from getting the help that they need because they believe that they should just dump all of this emotional baggage onto their partner instead of going to seek professional help by someone who is unbiased, by someone who is there, by someone who's offering you a safe space and an objective approach to what you're going through. So if that is an option, take that option. Who are we to sit here and dump our problems, our emotional problems on our partner? They didn't ask for that. Now, I'm not saying we don't support our partners. I'm not saying that we don't share this information. It is important to share this information to give your partner insight to what is going on with you. But you having some concerns, maybe you're depressed, you're thinking about things. You should not just be sharing these things with your partner thinking that's going to make you feel better. That's a bad narrative to push. It is a very old school way of thinking. Like I said, no one's saying don't be supportive, but you shouldn't expect for your partner to sit there and be able to fix you, to help you feel better. If you need, that person should be seeking professional help if they're able to. Different resources, hit up 211 in your area to see what is available to you, because that can be very taxing on the other person, very draining. You could build resentment from this because you're transferring these feelings or these issues to them, and a lot of people aren't equipped to handle that and should not try to handle that. Like Joy Bayer said, you're not a shrink, you are not a therapist. That is what the professionals are for. So I didn't like her pushing that at all. She said, oh, I'm here, talk to me. Guess what? Maybe I need to talk to a professional. Maybe I might feel you're going to judge me, so I hide these things instead of truly working on something. Maybe I don't want to give you all of this emotional stress and bog you down. Yes, be supportive. It is not your job to be that person to help them work out whatever they need to work out. That is what professionals are for. I did not like her pushing that. I didn't. It bothered me. Another reason I had an issue with this, because again, she has such a big platform and she kind of pushed this idea, the stigma that therapy is only for when things are bad. You don't go to therapy if things are good. You see this because she equated it with a bad breakup. What is it? Your partner prior hurt you, or you had something bad happen to you and that's why you're in therapy. You don't have to be in therapy just because something bad happened to you, because you're going through something that's negative. You can go to therapy if things are going good. You can go to therapy when things are going meh. Therapy isn't just for when things are bad. Utilizing therapy when things are good, when things are meh, can help, is very beneficial. You're not just going to learn from a therapist during the bad times. You also can learn different things during the good times. Maybe ways that you can continue this going, different coping skills to help you when stressors come, to where you don't go to the bad place. You continue to stay in the good place. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, she made it seem as if you only go to therapy because things are bad, because you're going through something bad, and that's not the case. You can go to therapy for any reason. Doesn't have to be something significant and major and negative in your life. It could be something positive in your life. You could just be doing a check-in and making sure you're okay, you're feeling okay, processing your feelings, whatever it is. Therapy is for any reason that you want to go to therapy. So her pushing it as it's always during a negative time or a bad time in someone's life, that's counterproductive. It's counterproductive to breaking the stigma that is surrounded about mental health. It's not something as a last resort for bad things. I didn't like that. It was so problematic. Just remember how big their platform is. A lot of it is the older generation, and some of them might not be so open to mental health. A lot of them were raised to think you don't have to deal with that. You find other ways to cope. But we now know these things, and it's important to share those things even with the older generation, the generation before me, or maybe the one before them, because they go through things too, and they need to understand that therapy is a great resource for them as well. And sharing that, oh, it's for bad, or what's going on, why is he in so much therapy, framing it that way just continues to push that negative stigma that surrounds mental health, and I don't like it. Platform's too big for that. You have someone who I genuinely do not like stating that she likes therapy. She thinks it's something great for people. You have the other ladies on the panel talking about therapy. You have Joy stating that she's an advocate. She's been in therapy for a long time and thinks most people should be in therapy. I agreed with Anna where she said it shouldn't be a disqualifier because, again, things happen, things change. You might not need therapy now, but you might need it later on. But then Sunny opened her mouth and said and set us back so many years by the different narratives that she's pushing, and she doesn't even realize she's doing it. And that's where I see we still have to talk about these things, because she didn't see what was wrong with shaping it that way, with talking about it that way. Joy called her out multiple times saying, what do you mean by so much therapy? You're not a shrink. When she said those things, it's her way of letting Sunny know that first of all, that's not your responsibility to be your partner's therapist. And second of all, what is so wrong with people going to therapy? And Sunny couldn't explain it. She always linked it to negativity. And we need to stop doing that. We need to stop and educate people so that way this stigma slowly just gets broken down.
Because I'm tired.
I'm tired of seeing people just associate mental health with negative things. It's frustrating because, again, this is on like my Lady Gaga video. You have such a big platform. You have people who are looking to you, and you truly do not understand how the things that you said are problematic. She didn't understand she's pushing a negative narrative. She's pushing that stigma still, that negative stigma that surrounds mental health. She was doing it on such a big platform. Such a big platform. Sunny should know better because her way of thinking was old school. And I really want people to understand that you don't just need therapy for bad times. Therapy can be there for whatever you're going through. Happy, meh, sad, bad. It doesn't matter. If you want to go to therapy, go to therapy. You shouldn't think that it's a last resort. If you want to get help, if you want to talk to someone, just throw ideas around. Get an unbiased, objective opinion. Get help for maybe the way you process things. You might look at yourself and think you are the worst person in the world.
Go see a therapist for that.
You might be having the greatest day of your life and second guessing why it's happening to you.
Go see a therapist for that.
I believe no matter what walk of life you are in, everyone can benefit from therapy. And that's just point blank period. So those are my thoughts. I'm shocked that I agreed with Meghan McCain. I honestly, like I said, agreed with most of them except for Sunny. Sunny's pushing old school thinking. The way she expressed herself pushed negative narratives. It continued that negative stigma around mental health. So much therapy is pushing it as a negative. People go to therapy for good times, bad times. The way she framed it seemed like you only go during bad times. Why are you continuing to go if that bad time is over? She also kind of advocated for a person to be their partner's therapist. And the way she said it was, I'm your girlfriend, I'm here, talk to me. Yes, talk to them, share. You should not try to be your partner's therapist. Go to a professional. That is what they are there for. Check out your local resources. Hit up 211. See what is available to you. Be supportive. Help them get into therapy. Maybe accompany them to it. But you are not there to fix them, essentially. But don't think that your partner's your therapist and don't try to be their therapist. That's unhealthy and that can wear you down, build up resentment. So I didn't like that. But that's it. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your guys' opinion. I will link below the little clip of them talking about this topic, just in case you haven't seen it. But I want to hear your guys' opinion. What do you guys think of the topic they were talking about? Let me know down in the comments below. So if you made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Check out my Patreon at Journey to Find K. Check out my tiers and all the little perks that you can get. Again, I have a special going on till February 14th to where you will get a personalized shout out on my YouTube. So if you made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the thumbs up so that way I know you guys like this video. Don't be afraid to check out my Patreon at Journey to Find K. Check out my different tiers and all the little perks that you get. And again, I have a special going on until February 14th where you will get a personalized shout out no matter what tier you get. But again, no pressure. Watching my videos, commenting, liking, subscribing is support as well, and it is all appreciated. So I thank you guys so much. I thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Oh, and hit me up on Twitter and Instagram, Journey to Find K. But yeah, bye.